Robert Falcon Scott, The Tragedy at the End of the World, based on a true story. They walked 800 miles through the deadliest place on Earth, only to find someone else's flag. Robert Falcon Scott didn't just want to reach the South Pole. He wanted to win it for the Empire. His expedition, the Terra Nova, was a monumental undertaking, a symbol of British ambition at the dawn of the 20th century. But Antarctica is a world of its own, a continent of ice that makes its own rules. Scott's plan was all about the best of British innovation, tough motor sledges, and strong Siberian ponies. The freezing cold was unforgiving. The motor sleds, once seen as amazing tech, quickly stalled, their engines completely frozen. The ponies, unsuited for the deep, soft snow, struggled and sank, their strength failing them in the impossible conditions. One by one, Scott and his team lost their modern gear, facing Antarctica's raw power. For the final, grueling 400 miles to the pole, the mission transformed into a primal test of human endurance. The men turned into their own engines, pulling a huge wooden sled loaded with their supplies, just like animals. Each man struggled with over 200 pounds of gear, fighting the brutal blizzards and cold. Every step was a victory against the ice, showing their grit to keep going. On January 17, 1912, they reached the bottom of the world, but it all fell apart. There, flapping in the wind, was a small black flag, the Norwegian flag. Roald Amundsen and his team had beaten them by 5 weeks. Scott's diary captures his despair. "Great God, this place is awful, and we worked hard without any reward." The dream was over. All that remained was the brutal 800-mile journey back. The return was a slow, agonizing descent into oblivion. Plagued by starvation, frostbite, and exhaustion, the team began to fall apart. One man died, then another. The final 3, Scott, Wilson, and Bowers, made a last desperate push. Just 11 miles from a huge supply depot, a tiny haven in the emptiness. But a relentless, week-long blizzard trapped them in their tiny green tent. It was there by the faint flicker of candlelight that Scott spent his final hours, not in despair, but writing letters to the families of his fallen men, to his own wife, and to the public, ensuring their story would be told. He lost the race to the pole, but in his final moments, he cemented a legacy that has endured for over a century. A simple wooden cross now stands on Observation Hill, overlooking the frozen continent. This is all about Scott and his crew. Their journey reminds us that adventures are more than just winning or losing. It's about the courage, sacrifice, and unbreakable human spirit they showed along the way. Was Scott a hero or just unprepared? Let's argue in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.